Hi guys, so this is Raghulan. So today we're going to see how to actually make some money using the knowledge that you have got for superbikes. So in this one, all you need is a knowledge about superbikes. That's actually the primary requirement. So then after that, what you need is basically some skill set. So let's say there are several things that you can do in this one. So we'll see one by one. So let's say if you want to become a superbike mechanic. So for that, all you need is knowledge about superbikes. Superbikes, something you have ridden before, either being a rental or your own, doesn't matter. And then you have to have some experience repairing superbikes. So to get that, you need to work in a superbike mechanic station. So to get into something like, let's say for example, there is a Ducati or BMWs or any of these mechanic stations that you want to join as a mechanic. For two things you need. So one is actually you need an degree in mechanical or automobile, and that's actually the first thing. And second thing is you need to have some experience with even repairing any of the bikes. So you need to work in a properly even a smaller station or even a local manufacturer, doesn't matter. So you need to work in some sort of a bike repairing station as a mechanic for at least 2 years. And then if you go knock doors with some of these superbikes service stations, you should be able to get some jobs. So once you get some openings as a superbike mechanic, you can actually get to meet a lot of people who own superbikes. Through that, you can actually get a lot of these jobs. Some of the jobs that you can do is detailing. So let's say you can go and wash these bikes, and these bikes have specific requirements on how to take care of it. So you can't just like that put a soap water on it and scrub it off. So you have specific requirements on these ones. You have specific alkaline, non-alkaline solutions, a lot of these things that you need to know. So if you work in a service station, you generally get a lot of these detailing jobs. So pretty much every month you go and have, let's say 10 bikes, you can go and detail it, and you can easily earn around 5,000 rupees for that per visit. And that is one of the things. Another thing is you can actually go and do fluid checkups and tire changes, and even if it's a flat tire, and some of these basic repairs. You don't have to be an expert in repairing the entire bike, but you can do a lot of things around it. Let's say rusting chains is a common issue that happens in a lot of superbikes. So you can be someone who can clean the chains or replace the chains or sprockets or tires or wheels, and some of these things which doesn't really require you to be a proper mechanic. So even if you have some little basic knowledge about these things, you can do it. So that is one of the things that you can do. And so next thing is you can be a proper mechanic. That means you can get into the depth of the bike, repairing the bike from the engine to the cooling systems such as radiators, and changing the mufflers, and a lot of these things you can do it. And for this one, you need to have some experience repairing some of these bikes. So when you get into repairing bikes, you got two arenas that you can do. So one is you can focus on, let's say, Jap bikes or Euro bikes. So Jap bikes are much easier to get into because there is a lot of them, and even in the used segments you can see a lot of Jap bikes are out there. And if you get into Euro bikes, that's actually a specific niche market. It's not going to be as much as the Jap bikes, but you can get a lot of decent clients who is willing to spend a lot of money. So which is pretty much what you're looking for. People need to do a lot of stuff, accessories, and a lot of these things they have to do it. So your choice is basically Jap bikes or Euro bikes. Jap bikes, the market is huge, but the revenue is not that big. So that means you make it out of the quantity. So the Euro bikes, the quantities are not that much, but since the number of people who repair Euro bikes are much lesser, so you will have a brighter margin there. So it's pretty much give or take. One way you have to do more work to earn certain amount of revenue. Another way you just have to need to know the skill set to repair some of these Euro bikes. So now repairing bikes, you need spares. So without spares, nothing happens. So for that, you need to have some contacts with the dealer networks. So that's basically, let's say if you deal with MV Agusta and Ducatis, they both come from Italy. So you need to have some contacts saying that, okay, if you need a chain sprocket, and you need to tell the customer how long it's going to take and how much it's going to take. So for that, you need to know how much it's going to cost you and where to order it and what is the lead time on it. So for this one, you need to have some contacts with the dealer network, and it could be there in India or Pakistan, wherever it is. There should be some local network that you can tap into, or you can actually get into the international dealers as well. So the main thing with the Euro bikes is sometimes you really wait for a long period of time, over a month, for the shipments to happen. And so that's pretty much with the number of repairs coming in, and with the spares coming in as pretty late, so your revenue sometimes might actually shrink. So my suggestion is have some skill set to repair some local bikes as well, not just super bikes. So in the meantime, you can actually get some jobs done, and that will keep your pocket full, so you're not drying out. And the next thing is, apart from spares, you can focus on accessories to make some revenue. So you can open a small e-commerce website, let's say it's racingshop.com.au or .com.in, whatever, and then you can post some accessories such as jackets, boots, gloves, and the tank pads, and anything that people would generally buy it. So you don't really have to have these items in stock. So you can actually post them based on the lead time that you're going to get it from the supplier, and once you get some orders, you can place the orders from the suppliers, and you can actually post it to the customer. So spares is actually a pretty big market, with always the riders numbers are growing up. So you always have customers who's willing to buy some spares, so which will be really good. And next would be scrap. So the used parts is, as I said, like, the spare parts generally takes, the new ones from the dealership takes time. So the other alternative is, if you can actually get into the used market by being a broker or a middleman selling used bikes or buying used bikes, you have a bigger market in the spares one. So most of the cases, people, rather than buying the whole bike as a used bike and use it, they might actually get it for the spares, which might actually cost effective, and then it will save the time. They don't have to wait until the original spares comes in. So that's actually a huge market, guys. So if you actually doing some work around the spares and accessories, so my suggestion is add on used to sales as well, used to superbike sales, which would generally generate some sort of a revenue for you guys. So, and the next one is scrap yards. So superbikes, when they come to scrap yards for an accident or something like that, generally they get they goes in very quickly. The next day everything gets sold out for the spares. So you should have some sort of a good contacts, and then whenever you get into something on the scrap yard, make sure that you jump in and get it straight away. And anything that you see, even the mirror, everything goes for really good money. So that's another thing. So I think this is all the points, guys, that if you want to get into superbikes and make some money, so the things that you can do is, you can be as a mechanic, or some sort of be a basic mechanic, changing tires or rims, or chain cleaning the chain, or some of these things, or a detailer. You can actually go and clean the bikes and shine them better. And you can also go into tracks where if you have local race tracks, you can go there and be a sort of like a pit mechanic, or be there for changing tires and stuff like that. You get a lot of valuable contacts, and then you get a lot of information and skills, which generally you don't get it on being a street mechanic. And then you can be a detailer, as I said, and you can start selling spares and accessories, selling used bikes. Selling new bikes is not going to be that easy, because you need to have a proper dealerships and stuff, but selling used bikes is a lot easier. And then you can actually focus on building a market for where you are. So let's say if you are in a particular location, just add yourself into Google Maps as your business, selling, repairing superbikes, and then start getting some clients and keep moving on. Alright guys, we'll catch up in another video, and hope you liked it. And if you liked it, just give us a thumbs up and then subscribe to the channel. We'll catch up in another video. And this is BMW S1000RR, and catch up soon.